Hello. I finished another sketchbook tour. Also, look at this ruler I have. I've had it since it doesn't say, I have my name written on here, but it doesn't say the grade, but I'm definitely like in first grade or something. Since I started making YouTube videos more consistently late last year, I've actually finished 3 sketchbooks now, which is so crazy considering that I used to never use my sketchbook. So here's the other ones that I finished, and I have videos on each one of them. I also think that there are different stages within my art journey. I feel like the first one that I filmed a while back in the summer, which is like half a year ago now, was mostly about getting back into art, and I wasn't really sure why I was sketching or what the purpose was, and so I feel like a lot of it is like random. I was bringing the sketchbook wherever I went, so this one kind of just felt like, here's all the places that I'm going. I don't really have a goal. I'm like half bullet journaling, I'm like half sketching, I'm figuring out if I even like to draw. So yeah, this was like a book about discovery in that sense. This next one was when I really started to embrace sketchbooking, and I think I got more bold with the things that I was exploring, started doing more color, which I didn't usually do, started looking at how I could lay out the spreads of my pages, and so exploring more layout wise and color wise. This one was really just getting comfortable with drawing every day and being more consistent. I think this is when I was like, I just want to keep drawing and generate as many things as I can. Again, no goal other than to explore art and to continue practicing my muscles of drawing. I feel like this one out of all of them is the most comfortable one because I have a groove for the type of colors that I want to use, and I'm just drawing because I want to fill the pages. But this latest one, I realized when I was flipping through it, is I discovered like types of medium that I really like. And that's reusing my stationery again and then discovering the beauty of fountain pens. So that's gonna be the focus of this book, I'll say. If you're new here, my name is Ange, also known as Pikarar. I'm a multimedia artist. I like to make digital artwork that I will print out as stationery. I also like to do product design, so I'll make apparel, home goods, plushies, accessories, you name it. I do a bunch of client work as well, so I've been working on this board game that's due to release this year. I like doing branding for clients and also illustrations. My newest endeavor lately has been just exploring art for art and trusting the process rather than figuring out what type of products I want to make. Historically, for the last decade, that's been my main focus, is product design. But lately, I've just been wanting to draw and get back into loving art the way that I loved art within my childhood. It's more about just making things just to make it, exploring different types of crafts and mediums because it's just fun. So that's why there's been a lot of sketchbook tours lately, is because I actually draw every day, if not almost every day. Like maybe I'll skip one day because I was really busy, but for the most part, I feel like I'm actually drawing so much that within one sitting, I'll finish like 5 spreads, and that's just because I'm in the zone. So with that, let's get into this sketchbook tour. I'm really proud of myself for using a lot of stationery in this book and also on the outside. Like, I'm someone who is scared to use my stickers. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. So the other sketchbooks, I actually didn't use like that much stickers. I actually didn't use any on these. But this one I started to customize, and that was the whole point of when I designed these sketchbooks. Oh, by the way, the sketchbooks that you guys are seeing, I designed them. So the paper, they're all bleed proof. You'll see as I flip through, and then the covers I designed as well, but I made it in a way where if you did want to customize it with your own stickers, it could still look really nice with a sketchbook. So for this one, I have this motif where there's like a Shiba in a wrapped packaging, and these are stickers that I just drew into the illustration. But if you added your own stickers, it could still look pretty cool and part of the sketchbook. So yeah, I did the same with these other ones. So you could potentially put stickers on top of them and it would still look unique. I started this book in early January and I ended it yesterday. So February 22nd. I was drawing into the late hours of the 23rd, but yeah. This sketchbook takes pen markers really well. I think the one thing that I would caution people if you guys are interested in my book is pencil is one of those tools that don't work as great on these papers because it's coated with some type of ivory that makes it so that the colors don't bleed over. And so pencil it's not taken very well with this paper, but you can still use it. So the pencil that I've been using is just like a regular mechanical pencil, but then I bought like 0.5 lead that's blue, so that's what you'll be seeing in majority of these books. This was like the first page is always tough, you know, because it's like, what do you want to make? But I was reading Claymore at the time. I don't know where Evie's from. Some pocket TCG was playing Pokemon on my phone or something. Here's some wireframing. I needed to do like a poster design, so do like a quick sketch. Nori and Bao are cats. They're so cute. Here's some pictures of them. And then this was like a color study that I did, just trying to play with greens and some reds. Yeah, no thought process, a lot of scribbling. I'm in my scribble era. I think I've been in it and I still am in it. Here's some more pencil. You can see like it's very light. I've been really into sketching these two characters. They kind of look the same, but maybe thinking aloud, I should make them a bit different. I do want to paint over this, like maybe with some paint markers. So we'll have to go back to this page. This was a paint marker comparison that I did with Posca, Shuttle, Art, and Sharpies. There's actually a video about that if you guys are interested in the comparison. This side is alcohol markers, and then I'm pretty sure this one, is it? Oh, okay, it's also alcohol, but it's just using black. If you didn't know, I love drawing persimmons, and they are also my favorite fruit. Here's like a vertical spread. I do enjoy drawing vertical spreads. It's like a nice way to fill the entire area, and line art is something that I also really gravitate towards just because that's my comfort zone, is line art. Ooh, I'm working on some scarves. I don't know if I want them to be silk or cotton yet, but the idea that they can be used as scarves, bandanas, or just like nice art pieces. I think I want to do 3. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Okay, around this time, I started really drawing more people, and I kind of love these eyes that I like have recently discovered. There's just something fun about the triangularness of them. And I was also watching Rama 1/2 at this time. It's actually a series I grew up with. I read the manga and they did a recent reboot on Netflix, so I've been rewatching that. It's kind of close to the old anime, but you know, with new colors and refreshed animations. I like both. I like the old one because it's very charming for its time, but the new one I've grown to like too. So I started using more stationery around this time. This is washi tape from Odd Rabbits, and here I'm concepting a plushie that I'm actually making, and here's like some packaging design that I want to do for the plushie. Here's the 2 characters again. I'm actually working on a painting on a skateboard. I applied the red layer already on the skateboard, but I have yet to finish coloring it in and drawing it in. So this was my sketch for the skateboard. I actually want to make a series, and I don't know, these 2 characters, there's something about them that I want to do a whole series about. Here's some more people. Instinctively, I like to draw this character with short hair and it's kind of wavy at the end. Mom says that she looks like me. I mean, maybe. But instinctively, it's just a person. I feel like if you wanted to look more into it and have more meaning, then maybe it's me. But you know when you're just drawing a person and someone comes by and they're like, who is that? And sometimes you don't have an answer. Well, that's me. I'm just drawing people and they're not really anybody, but maybe subconsciously I'm thinking about someone. Okay, so these were all done at home, these prior pages. I took a trip out to Texas and I went to an art market with some friends called Sprinkle Trinkle Town, and the next couple of spreads are from that event. We basically just sat around a table with a bunch of artists in the hotel, in friends' places, and just drew a bunch. So this is the start of that era. And I'm also trying a lot of materials that my friends brought. So this is alcohol markers and some of the colors I didn't have yet. Like some friends brought pastel colors, so I was using their markers just to try out some things. We were all drawing the mayor from Sprinkle Trinkle. Here's the colors that my friends brought that I don't have. A lot of them are pastel. I had slight FOMO and I was like, oh my gosh, should I get pastel Ohuhu markers? I don't know, we'll see. This is the beginning of the fountain pen era. So I borrowed the fountain pens from my friends. There are a few of them that carried different brands, and so I just started using them, and you can kind of see I was going down the calligraphy route because in college we did learn a lot about calligraphy and typography, and we used calligraphy pens. And I think in my head I was like, oh, fountain pen equals calligraphy, right? So I'm trying to do it here, but it's not doing the strokes that I want. And I'm also drawing with the fountain pen, but the results were not what I was expecting. So I definitely just felt like, okay, this is just like a glorified pen. So I don't understand, like, what's the point? Why would I spend that much money? I was also trying out some stickers that we made at Sprinkle. So this one's actually from Sticker Ninja, the same design. This one is from Sticker App, and you can see the white that they use is very different. So just keep in mind, if you are working with those two vendors, the white that they do on their transparent stickers are different. And here's my washi tape that I designed. This is all fountain pen as well. I ended up gravitating towards the broad nib versus, like, you can see this one is thin, this one is broad. And then back to alcohol markers because I was like, I still don't understand fountain pens. The blue here is more fountain pens, and then I'm going back to alcohol markers. This is a character from Rainy, and here's some stamps that I collected at Sprinkle Trinkle from other artists. Here are some more stamps from our friends. I actually laser cut the stamps for them, and we were just trying them out. This page I actually didn't do. It's work by Poibo and by Kurobite. We trade sketchbooks a lot, so this was one of the times that I was trading my sketchbook. Here's some more alcohol markers. I remember doing this one late at night. Like, I feel like we were all talking and chatting until like 2 a.m. or so, and so I remember doing this page around that time. It's a mix of alcohol markers, but also there's colored pencil as well. Okay, I think around this time, so I started hanging out with my friends on the 17th. Around the 21st, so this is 4 days later of trying out their fountain pens, I think I started to understand the appeal because I'm using it a lot on this page. These colors are the alcohol markers, but you can see around the borders is the fountain pen. I don't know if the camera can catch it, but what I started to notice about the fountain pen is there's like certain shimmers that happen in the ink. So this one is green, but the edges dry kind of red. Oh, it's so hard to see. I'll try to take a picture for you guys. This one is actually a water-based marker, also Ohuhu branded. I think I was just like working on some UX things. Fun fact, I used to be a UX designer for like 8 years. Then I went into illustration, but I do still work on some UX client projects. So here's like me sketching out some ideas and then also doing like a fun study. This border here is fountain pen. Yeah, I ended up really liking the broad tip. So I did a lot of illustrations using that pen, and we were playing TKO at the time. So I was drawing all the mascots while everyone was laying. This is all alcohol. I'm not huge into blending colors. Am I blending? There's like a little bit of blending happening here, some happening down here. I ended up blending it all first and then going back in to do the line art because I didn't like the lineless look. Yeah, like I said, I really like line art. We were watching, which Ghibli movie is this? We were watching this one, Nausicaa? It was 1 a.m. We really didn't sleep much on that trip. These were pencil sketches that were done first, and then I went over them with marker, doing the outlines. This is water-based. I can tell because the colors are a little bit more matted and the lines are much more thin. My alcohol markers do not have super thin line strokes. Like this one is alcohol. These are all water-based. The main difference is you can't blend as much with water-based. This one is alcohol, and then I believe this one is a paint marker. I'm pretty sure this is all the same night. So I'm drawing this at 1 a.m. and then I keep drawing and it's probably like 3 a.m. now. Yeah, this is all the same day, and you can tell because I didn't date these, and usually if I don't date them, it means it's still the same day. So a lot of drawing happened on that trip. Speaking of drawing and creativity, I want to take the time to thank the sponsor for this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, filled with thousands of classes from a variety of different experts in the creative industry. I actually want to get better at editing and color grading my videos, and Skillshare has courses over this exact topic. I also want to check out other things like acrylic painting, storytelling, sketchbook layouts, concept design, and so much more. Skillshare is a great resource if you want to try to learn a new thing or to level up your side hustles. And the first 500 people that use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial for Skillshare. Let's learn new things together, and thanks again to Skillshare for supporting this art channel. This page is the page that we went to a stationery store in Houston and we tried a bunch of fountain pens. So at this point, I'm convinced. I'm convinced I want to buy one, and it took me a couple of days to try my friends, but I eventually got around to it. So I took this book there to try the different nibs that they had. So here's like the bold ones. Here's medium, extra fine. This is like an architect pen. It made such thick bold lines that were also kind of, you can see that there's thick strokes here, but then there, when I turn, there's like really thin strokes too. So I like that variety. The different inks that they had too was really fun. This page is kind of messy. You can kind of see I covered it up with some white paint, and it's because I would excitedly be trying out the markers, the pens, sorry. And then I would like smudge, and yeah, that kept happening. And I also kept closing my book, and then that kept smudging everywhere. So I tried to fix it by coloring over it with white paint marker. But I don't know, this page is kind of messy, but I'm not mad about it. I feel like the point of the sketchbook is that it's messy. Okay, so at this point I have bought 2 pens already. To be more correct, my friends bought the pens for me. Thank you so much. Both of them are broad tips. So this is like a blue that the store was able to refill ink for us, because when you buy the pen, it's empty, but they will happily refill it for free for you. And then this is another pink that we got. And I was just trying out this like squiggly design. I don't know, squiggly liner. It's kind of fun. And then took a break from fountain pens and went back to some alcohol markers, back to fountain pens. Okay, this one I can explain. So Waffalo drew this one, and the prompt was to draw me and Fum, but as Shibas. I think he did a phenomenal job. Like, what the heck? That's so crazy. It's a little messy because when I did the alcohol marker over here and I closed the book, it did smudge over. But yeah, like I said, I'm not mad about it being messy, but I will treasure this forever. You guys should check out his work. He also does like a lot of horror art and One Piece if you guys are into that. Here's some fountain pens. I was also trading the pen with some friends. So another friend had this nice blue, and then this is the pink that I had. This one here is actually a mix of alcohol markers, and then the border itself is a paint marker from Shuttle Art. But I think they complement each other quite well. I start to use more stationery, so these are actually stickers that I added here, and I tried to make it like a to-do list by creating a border, some fountain pens here. This was a pen that I borrowed from a friend, and I know that because I don't have this ink. It's like a dark magenta. This is another pen that I borrowed because it's like a dark brownish green, and I also do not have those colors. Here's a mix of alcohol markers. The blue is also alcohol, and then I go over it with fountain pen. And yeah, I remember trading with friends again at this time. So this one is a color that I didn't have, so I was borrowing someone's pen at that time. Ooh, this was a fun ink that someone else had. It's like kind of a translucent gray purple, really nice. This is pencil, it's kind of light. I started drawing my Shibas with ears really close to each other and really wide. And also, okay, what do you guys think about, I have a character, Shibi, that he usually stands on 2 legs, but then I'm like, okay, but this one kind of cute. I mean, it just looks like a regular dog. It poses like a regular dog, not standing on 2. Is this the same character, or are these 2 different characters? And is this one like a pet character, but then how can a dog have a pet dog? I don't know. It's giving Mickey Mouse and Pluto. Okay, so If you know, you know, but these are some friends' doodles. This is Torpid Urchin, here's Pearl Bite, here's Dalton Doodles, and here's Ben Kipo. And then I did the green all around. So we were trading sketchbooks at this time. And then here I did a Dalton Studies. I tried to replicate his style. If anyone knows Dalton Doodles, how do you think I did? His shapes are really fun, so I was experimenting with the fountain pens that my friends had too. It's 3 a.m. We really didn't sleep a lot that trip. More fountain pen, and then alcohol markers. Okay, I think I went home after this page. So that was a lot of drawing on that trip. Yeah, it was a lot of spreads. So highly recommend to draw with your friends. I think that's really motivating, and it's fun to trade sketchbooks, trade art supplies, and yeah, it's just fun. It's very healing. So back home now, here's some notes I took to plan out when I was doing like a sketchbook tour video last month. We bought ink from that stationery store in Texas, and so we bought new pens to fill them in. So here's like a purple that I got and a green. And then I also have this gold ink. It's really nice and shimmery. So this is all fountain pen. I'm obsessed, if you can't tell. Fountain pen, some coloring with alcohol markers. What was this? I think I was storyboarding a video. My storyboards are so rough. I don't know what's happening there. Here is a little prompt that my friends and I were drawing on Discord. So we were just drawing this like characters with this eye. More fountain pen. And I also finished making my sticky notes. These will be on my online store. And I was just testing them out. I thought it would be fun to do like a Shiba Inu, but the forehead was huge. More fountain pens. I was concepting for if I did like a Lunar New Year red envelope. I never went through with it, and I never do any years, so maybe this year I can plan for next year. I don't know. I feel like I liked the concept I had, I just didn't have time to execute. And then I've also been thinking about what does my 2025 table display look like. So I travel to art shows and conventions, so I like to think about my branding for the table. So here's like a quick concept, but I'm still working on it to this day. My goal is to debut at SoccerCon in Seattle, which is in April. So I have like a month and a half to think more about it. Here are some more prompts that my friends and I were doing on Discord. And by prompt, I mean like one person sends a photo and then we all draw it together. Was trying out some fine tips and medium tip fountain pen nibs. I think my preference is definitely broad and medium just because it's thicker. Some pastel coloring with my alcohol markers. I'm really into drawing thorns and barbs. Something about sharp things. Oh, it's been a while since we've done a vertical spread. Some flowers. I think flowers are like one of my favorite things to draw because they're so organic. And then I'm using more stationery here. This one is from Hegushi. And some people studies. Yeah, I was sick. I was sick and I was tired, but I wanted to draw some people studies. This one was like referenced off of Peach Riot, I think. I need to get an X-Acto knife to cut out these areas where my washi tape overlaps with the artwork, but I think I literally just ripped this out. I was like this with my nails. For these pieces, I usually go over with pencil. So this is the same lead pencil. It's just red lead instead of blue. And I do like a really rough sketch. And then I'll go over it with another ballpoint pen. And then maybe I'll go over it again with some alcohol markers so I can color in some highlights or details that I want to highlight. This was a spread that I was trying to debut my stationery sticky notes on, so I put them in the center and then I just drew around the border using a fountain pen. The sticky notes look like this. So you have like this desktop version and then you have like a keyboard version. Don't hoard your stationery. And yeah, I use them. So I have a lot of loose leaf papers. So I've been trying to stick them into my sketchbook more, use all my washi tape and my stickers, alongside with more doodling. This one is from Claymore. If you know, you know. Another excuse to use more washi tape. I pinned this label down and I drew around it with some more fountain pens. It's been a while since I've done a page that's just monochrome, so this was fun. This tag actually comes from a Doraemon bag, so I sketched out some outfits with the bag. This is also just a fun bag doodle. As someone who likes bags, I like the ones that are really interesting shaped with a lot of pockets for sure. This, I remember, was a storyboard for a video that I was making, and then a friend came over and she bought new alcohol markers with different colors that I didn't have, so I was just testing out the colors available. I started taking more notes in my sketchbook and kind of mixing notes with illustrations with like a dab of stationery. Some friends came over and we traded sketchbooks. So this is a page done by a friend, and then these are also like different people. There's like one here, another friend here, and then I did the fountain pen parts around the edges. Okay, this one was really fun. I went to get omakase for my birthday with foam, and I tried to draw everything that we ate and also take notes, but it was really hard because the dishes were coming out so fast. I didn't have time to draw, so I doodled a little bit. I took some notes. I took a lot of pictures, and then I went home to finish this spread. But yeah, this place was really good. It's called Sushi Kappo in Seattle. Pretty good if you want like classic omakase. This was a prompt night on Discord, so everything you see here are prompts that we did together, we being like a group of friends on Discord. I think for this one I did intentionally think about what if I split the spread diagonally, so I did a couple of illustrations in red here in a triangle, and then I finished it off using another color. Taking notes for a video that I was working on and another excuse to use washi tape. I believe this one is also from Pegushi, and I used it to pin down this loose paper. This fountain pen is really nice. It's like I think it's called a long nib, and it makes like a scratchy texture if you're into that. So I felt like it was really nice for writing. This one is the bold tip instead, so you can tell much more bold compared to this one. It's more thin and scratchy. These are all prompts, by the way. Prompts. This one was a study from Fawnwood. Some washi tape. I forget the artist. They don't really post on social media if anyone knows where this is from. And then this is a study too. Another prompt study. Here's some more prompts, but I switch medium here. So I'm like fountain penning, penciling, ballpoint pen, and then I go into Posca, some alcohol markers. This is such a random 2-page thing. Some more prompts. This one was fun because it's been a while since I've done scenery. I feel like in the beginning of this book it was very like scenic, and I think that was the focus in my other previous sketchbooks, but then because of the discovery of fountain pens, I feel like it has transitioned back into a lot of line art. I was up till 1 a.m. thinking about more table display concepts. I think I just need to execute and see what happens. Here's some inventory notes. I was figuring out like how much hair clips I wanted to bring to each event or save for my online store. I don't know if I ever got to an answer for that. But some more fountain pens, trying out other friends' colors. And then here's a little odd rabbit study and some other random doodles. Ooh, okay, I do really like this sketch that I did. I think it's the 2 Shibas again, and I think I'm gonna do like a digital painting or some sort of painting here. Yeah, I think it will be a Patreon reward. So I do have a Patreon where I make a print and illustration every month, and then I send it out as a reward. And I also make stickers. So I feel like this could be a sticker. I gotta draw it out. And then here's some other notes that I took, my to-do list. This page was both a disaster and maybe I was just testing things, but I was using my fountain pen. My hands are always dirty. It's because of fountain pen ink. But anyways, I was using a pen, and then when I opened it, it just like all the ink came out, and so it spilled onto this page. And when I was writing, it was also spilling, and it's just kind of messy, but I don't know, I made it work. I put, like, these pages were already here, and I had it down with washi tape when the ink spilled, but ink nicely just went underneath. Kind of bled a little bit on the page, and then I fixed the pen, so the rest of the page looked okay. Again, messy, but I'm not mad about it. Here's some alcohol markers. I felt like it had been a while since I did some flowers, so going back to a flower study I saw at a restaurant. This is a study I did with foam. He was drawing this like angel and devil girl, so I drew them on pencil first and then went over with some paint markers and then back to some flower paintings too using fountain pen. What I really like about fountain pens too is the way that the ink looks different depending on how much ink you add. So I feel like the dark green is just as nice as this like light green, but maybe it's me drinking the Kool-Aid of fountain pens. Here's that girl again with some outfits and washi tape. The sticker is from Apple Cheeks. She sent me a package and the sticker came with it and I thought that was so cute. And this is like a quick wireframe I did for a portfolio page. I was helping film with some portfolio stuff. This one is all Posca. And then Maris's birthday was today, so I drew a little happy birthday thing. I'm working on another plushie, so these were some concepts for that. This one was at a party. People were karaokeing, so I had the only thing available next to me, which was a Sharpie, and just drew everybody that was singing. This is the birthday boy and his cake. I think I was planning what all my product launches are in this year and the quarters, and then just having doodles around. Something I want to focus on this year is to tell more stories with my products rather than just drawing cute things and then slapping them on products. These are some prompts, and then I'm concepting a shirt that could work with the storytelling for these two characters. Went over to a friend's house and then I borrowed her fountain pen. I really like this blue. It's like a little baby blue. That's so nice. And then here's me planning some more inventory things. This is a note that Small Art gave me. I'm testing another fountain pen that my friend had. This one, it's like a dark blue, but then the edges kind of have a pink shine, which is really cool. I do want to buy an ink that has this kind of gradient effect. It shimmers with different colors and different lighting. This was some wireframes for a page that I was working on with foam, and then more planning for my table. I think I just need to do it. Like at this point I have so many sketches that I think I just have to do it so I really know what will happen and the possibilities. This is from the same package that Apple Cheeks sent me. This was one of her stickers that I put here. I thought the liner and the color was really nice, and so I kind of redrew it in my own style using the fountain pen. Some more prompt studies with my friends. This little guy, little nice alcohol marker guy going across the page. I am still concepting the scarf bandana design and these two guys. This one was a really random page, but I started out using the fountain pens first and then I colored in with the yellow. So what's nice about these two is that the alcohol markers does not make the fountain pen bleed. Some more UX notes for my client, and then I think this was a post I was gonna make, so I needed to figure out what kind of images I wanted to use and where the text would be. I'm actually curious if other artists wireframe their pieces like this or sketch them out. I use the word wireframe just because that's how we describe it in UX and product design, and I think I naturally just see text and images in this way because I did study print design and UX. This is just the way that we communicate, but I am curious if you have an illustration background if you communicate in this way as well. Tom and I were rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I really like Katara's firebending outfit, or Fire Nation outfit. So this was some sketches I did of her. Toph is a really fun character because of her poses, and Azula is my favorite character for many reasons. She's crazy, she's cool, she's strong, competent. Here's another Toph sketch. I put some of Tabitai's stickers here, and then I just drew on top of it and colored it in using both alcohol markers and fountain pens. You know it, fountain pens. Just the theme for the sketchbook, I think, and probably for the next couple of sketchbooks too. This is a prompt study, I believe. Some more fountain pens. You can tell which one is fountain pen and which one is alcohol marker. Well, if you didn't know, the dark red and the thin crispy lines are the fountain pens, and then the thicker lines are the alcohol markers. They also leave this residue at the end, so the ink kind of piles up and it makes these little dots, which I feel like some people that bothers them, but for me, I'm like, it's fine. This was Shuttle Art paint markers. Some thoughts I had about my art. I think the message I was getting myself last night, all these spreads were from last night, starting from here and onward, and then I finished the sketchbook basically. I just want to make art that's more true to myself. Why do I keep forgetting things? That's so real. I'm honestly forgetting things all the time. This one's kind of crazy. I was testing out a washi tape that I got from Washi Station, and then I taped down this loose piece of paper. This yellow is actually already on the paper. It's like that's just the pattern on the paper. And then I completed it using the alcohol marker and then just drew on top of it. There's like multiple layers here. You have like this pinkish paint marker layer, and then I put fountain pen on top of it, and then I put like alcohol marker on top of it. It's just a lot of layers on this page. This is a waterfall study from A Does Art 22 on Instagram. Their textures are really nice. So if you follow artists like Sophie McPike, this is another artist you can check out. I would love to learn how they think about textures and colors, because I think when I did the study, I still didn't quite understand how their mind works, but maybe if I do more studies. And this is just a random character. Back to some alcohol marker coloring, and then I layered on top fountain pen. Fountain pen on top of alcohol markers is really interesting because it doesn't, like the ink is a bit transparent, but I kind of like that effect. And then this is all alcohol markers. Just a fun little cozy spread. And I was doing this around midnight to 1 a.m. So it was into the mornings, and this was the last spread. Yeah, all paint marker. And I will say in this book, I'm using a lot of ink and it doesn't bleed through because the paper is all coated. But on this last page, it's actually regular paper. So if I were to use alcohol marker, it would bleed over. But I'm using paint markers here, and paint markers shouldn't bleed, even on regular paper. So that's it. Like I said, when I was doing a look through, I felt like this was the book about fountain pens and just discovering that I really love ink and going back to doing line art because that's my favorite. Let me know what you guys think. And if you've seen all of the sketchbook tours, let me know what you think about them as a whole. What I really enjoy about just doing sketchbooks in general is the discovery of using different art tools and just discovering an art in itself. And yeah, I've been really enjoying that journey, because for the longest time, I feel like art was just a thing for work, a thing that made me money. But now I feel like I'm 5 years old again and I'm just using crayons and scribbling, and yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm rambling. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you next Monday. I'm going to try to post videos every Monday. Okay. Bye, guys.